Hello friends, welcome to my new vlog in my fairy shed. In summer I seem to be coming out here a lot. It's so lovely. My name is Kate, I'm Kate Sanderson. I am an actor and I've moved to this house in Essex about a year and a half ago, and I'm trying to do it up, trying to get this YouTube channel going, and I do a weekly vlog. I sometimes do other things as well, but that's my main thing every Monday at 7. So this week I want to talk about Bromley. Bromley is a town where I have worked quite a bit over the last 10 or 12 years, maybe for about 4 or 5 different companies. It's a very happening place, and it's a very interesting place because so many interesting people have come from there. People like Charles Darwin, H.G. Wells, the sci-fi writer, David Bowie, Susie from the pop group Susie and the Banshees, and indeed many other notable people have come from Bromley. And it is a place with a lot of interest. So in this video I'm going to go around my favourite places in Bromley and point out some things. The old library where I used to meet sometimes before going out to do work in Bromley, it's moving to a new place. It's the end of an era, so I went in and I just filmed a little bit of the library just for the memories. And yeah, here is my video of Bromley. So here we are in Bromley. There's the Civic Centre over there, I've never been in there. And then here, some beautiful flowers, and there's the sign for Bromley South. And then there are these big spheres outside the station which look quite pretty, but are actually there to prevent, or to try to prevent a terrorist attack. So it's lovely to be back in Bromley, finding it. Even that building over there, it's a bit sci-fi with that sort of cone thing on top of it. Anyway, on to the mall. I think this must be one of the hottest days of the year. They're selling incense in Oxfam, and I can actually just smell it because of the heat. The smell of the incense being sold is just coming out of the shop. And yeah, here we are on the high street. Here's the Glades, Bromley. In the sort of 10 years I've been working in Bromley, it's a different sort of companies running it, different names. I think it was an Into for a while. Anyway, we'll have a quick look inside. The air conditioning in Bromley Mall is fantastic. And right here, we have a lovely quote by H.G. Wells. "If you fell down yesterday, stand up today." We'll look at the birthplace of H.G. Wells a bit later, but he was a science fiction writer. He wrote books about the time machine, and he was born in Bromley. It says he lived here from 1866 to 1879. So that's just beautiful. And try and see a tiny bit more. So here we've got Lovisa, Waterstones, Hotel Chocolat, and Superdrug, and a really big branch of Oliver Bonus, which is very, very elegant. Looks like they have a special car here for test driving. Maybe it's electronic or something. Okay, cool. If I look up at the blue sky up there, the light's just flooding into the mall to just the right amount. It's not too dazzling, but it's a really nice mall, in short. Oh gosh, it's my bête noire, Miniso. I do love Miniso. I went in there in the last few days because I'm here every so often, and I managed not to buy anything. So good for me. It was really, really cute stuff. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Sanrio friends. Not today, I'm afraid. In the Europe Bromley Mall, there's this amazing mural to David Bowie downstairs. And the quote, "There's a starman waiting in the sky." And of course, David Bowie was from Bromley, so, you know, I always love this painting, and I just think it's super. Just for the spooky vibes, I'm going to go to the Stonehenge Cafe in Bromley. Looks very nice, and I've not been to Stonehenge yet. This is the best I can do today. So inside the cafe there's this painting of Stonehenge that looks very eerie, and it got Tutankhamun here, and lovely light fittings, and then an old photo of Bromley. So I'm upstairs in the Stonehenge Cafe. It's very elegant. There's a slightly eerie looking treehouse picture, but nothing more about Stonehenge. And yeah, it's just very, very nice. And then if I look out, oh, there's a nice British telephone box mirror, and then that's the Bromley High Street out there with Primark. So I need my food, I'm hungry. And the mats all say the Stonehenge Cafe, which is very cute. So yeah, just head back downstairs. I think I'm going to sit outside. So I've got my souvlaki for my lunch, and I got some ginger beer, which is very welcome. It's called Heartsease Farm, and it's delicious. So it's a very nice place to have lunch. I will just dig in, and awesomes. That was so delicious. I'm just going to finish my ginger beer and then I'll be off. The first time I came to Bromley, this blue plaque was pointed out to me. Let me show you the whole building. Yes, it's above Primark. Oops. But it's the science fiction writer H.G. Wells was born here. He's the writer who wrote about the time machine. And the very first day I ever came to Bromley to do a job in promo, this was pointed out to me, and I was just so thrilled that this was indeed where H.G. Wells was born. Sometimes in the past I've seen things displayed about H.G. Wells. One time one of the toy shops here did a big Lego sculpture of the time machine. And I took a photo of it, but it was a number of years ago and I don't know where that photo is. So anyway, I just love this plaque, and I'm just awed that H.G. Wells was born here in 1866. Beautiful day at Bromley, and this flower festival is just gorgeous. What amazing flowers, of course. Growing together, woodlands. And then the children have painted these mugs, little cups. This one says calm. This one says safe. Beautiful. And this one is, let's see, oh, I think it says it's very hard to see, but I think it says kind. You can't see it, sorry. And here's some beautiful little faces, and it says help, and what does this one say? Love. I hope you're seeing that. Ooh, okay. And just some really beautiful plants. So glad I saw this. So these are all primary schools in Bromley who have competed to win a planter, and apparently it's called Growing Together. So I just love this heart wicker work on this one, and then again the flowers are just dazzling. I think it's wonderful that the children learn that you can make a tiny garden anywhere. That's beautiful. This one has a little tiny water feature down there, just glistening. The water's so pretty. I wish all children could learn that you can make a tiny garden anywhere. I think that's just a wonderful skill to have. This says, "Together we grow," and then There's a lovely bee and just more beautiful plants. That's lovely. I love this rock which says, "I'm trying." And there's one there that says, "Be kind." Let's see. Respect nature. Be helpful. Knowledge. On all these rocks, the children have just written what they believe in. Love it. Here's a beautiful rose. And if I come around here, more lovely plants. And I think one down here had vegetables. This one, they're growing peppers. And there's some cute little earthworms here, and then it's a nice crop of tomatoes. And then here is a lovely scarecrow who won't scare anybody, but he's gorgeous. I love these pine cone bees. I just think they're really, really cute. And then this one's saying how insects are welcome. There's butterflies and an enormous big ant there, and a big ladybird, and of course Bug Hotel. Oh, it's all great. Finally, here's a lovely olive tree with tiny little ladybirds and bees on it, and then just more glorious flowers. And no, it's just all lovely. Glad I was here to see it. It says Floral Fest. Okay, one more. I love this kind of papier-mâché dancing figure with a green kind of man. And then also there are these lovely papier-mâché bees. There's a nice big bee there. And again, just more brilliant blooms. And then, yeah, here's another kind of papier-mâché twig. And, ooh, I like his face. He looks very cute. Maybe the children drew themselves. I don't know. Oh, this lovely art. Wow, that's quality. And there's a wee smiley faces there. What a day. Wow. You can't really estimate how hot it is at the moment, but I'm passing through Bromley and I've got a hot tea from Greg's because I'm frightened I'll get caffeine withdrawal headache. Plus I've got their strawberry and mango chiller. So I'll try the chiller first. It's sugary perfection. I'm loving it. I'm quite shocked because apparently Bromley Library will be is going to be demolished, and it will close to the public on the 30th of June, which is not far off. So I think I'm going to try and make sure I pop in and see it before I go. Have a nice evening. Wow. Well, friends, here is the Bromley Library and the Churchill Theatre, which are for many years have been combined into one building, but now the library part is going to be demolished or cleared out or something and put into a new place, and the theatre will remain here. So I'm just going to have a look around Bromley Library for about the last time, I guess. So this, what I'm filming now, is the entrance to Bromley Library as it is now. And there's the entrance to the theatre. And here's a really beautiful garden area. I'll try and take a film of that too. But right now my attention is on the library. So there's the doors. Welcome to the Central Library. And there's the lifts you can use. I'll go up the stairs. It's just really smells like an old library. Here's the slightly old-fashioned sign up at the first and second floor, and the archives and the different classifications of books. Oh, I'm just sad it's closing. I've come to this library for years, not as a borrower, but just for work purposes, and I just can't believe it's shutting. The last day. Coffee and biscuits. Wow. Just a view from the window. Wow. I think they've taken everything out. I've missed my chance. Oh no, there are some things here. But it's all on the shelves, I think. Let's see. We may sit in our library and yet be in all quarters of the earth. John Lubbock, The Pleasures of Life, 1890. So atmospheric. Stage door. I guess it's down there. Sleeping Beauty this year and Misha Barton, isn't she from the OC? It's going to be, well, she was here. She was here in April. So let's have a quick look at the park. Beautiful trees. Oh, it's just a glorious day. Well, goodness knows what it used to be. I think it's beautiful. There's a walkway where you can go exploring, which looks very leafy and peaceful today, but I don't think I have enough time to go. There's something like when the light goes through leaves, it just looks dazzling. See what else there is in the Churchill Gardens. Someone was just telling me, that gentleman who went past, that there used to be loads of red squirrels in here and now they're all gone. So that is a shame. Oh, it's just amazing. I'll go a bit further down the path. Looks like I don't know, is it a playground down there? I always love this old sign, 10 miles to London Bridge, 14 miles to Sevenoaks. It's just so retro. Here are some flowers that are black in amongst the pink. Or is it very dark purple? They look black from a distance. Interesting. Here's a really super kind of spotty one. Oh, those are amazing looking. Mother Nature.
How did you do it?
Oh, this sign is gorgeous. So retro.
But how did you pick the best one?
I saw this one before. This building, the Royal Bell, was a hotel for a long time. It was opened in, it says 1898 there. It's mentioned in maybe Charles Dickens' books. Or maybe that's a bit late, 1898. I know it's mentioned in some literary works that are very esteemed, and I will try and find out what they were again. So now we're out of the glades and we're on the restaurant terrace. There's a restaurant called Kaizen that I've never been in, and this is Queen's Gardens behind the Glades shopping centre, and it has, I'm sure I remember there was some very interesting statues and things here, so I'll just go over there. It's such a pretty garden. Sometimes they do an event here called Midsummer Movies, and they have films showing all day on a huge screen, and it's just the perfect place for it. Oh, here's the statue I wanted to show you. This is the statue. To me, it's so Bromley, because it's slightly sci-fi looking. Bromley does have a slightly sci-fi vibe. You know, it's H.G. Wells was born here and it's kind of gone on from there. Now, I think this man is a famous sportsman and I don't remember his name, but the sculpture is just so striking. And he's got that ball behind his head. It's just, yeah. I'll go a bit closer.
Huh? What that screen thing?
Even his jumper looks like a real jumper. The way the artist has created the texture, it's just so amazing. And he's pointing like up to the sky. Is he pointing up to the stars? Telling us, you know, it's up. The answer is out there. I will find out who this sculpture is of, and I will put it in. But you know, from every angle, this sculpture is just so interesting looking. And yeah, there's just something a bit sort of sci-fi about it, a bit David Lynchian. The very conservativeness of his appearance and his clothes kind of goes against the slightly weird energy, and I love it. Okay, what else is there to look at here? When you look back, that's how the statue looks in the distance. Love it. I think this is a spruce tree. So here, if you wanted to come to Bromley, there's Wagamama, Remoli, Kaizen and Smoky Boys, to name but a few. There's plenty of choices for food. Here's some gates for Queen's Gardens. They're just very pretty and traditional looking. I love that kind of scroll work. It's just, the shape is really pretty. And then there are lovely hanging baskets everywhere. And I see that it is called a drinking control area, and you're not allowed to have alcohol in the park, and there's a maximum penalty of £500 if you do. Gosh, I didn't know that. But, you know, I guess they've just made that decision out of experience and out of what they found works. Maybe there are no other sculptures. It is just a beautiful park. It's very hard to see and to hear, but apparently Queen's Gardens had a homeopathic hospital, apparently it was very popular until the Second World War, when it took a direct hit from a bomb and was demolished. But I think what they're saying is this was a field of homeopathic plants, or maybe also the grounds of the hospital, and that kind of explains a lot why it's so beautifully laid out and so traditional looking. So there was a homeopathic hospital. I didn't know that. Here we have a plaque. This field, formerly known as White Hart Cricket Field, now named the Queen's Garden, let's see, was to commemorate the illustrious reign of Her Majesty Queen Victoria AD 1900. Okay. And also there was the homeopathic hospital. Okay, maybe I've got it all a bit mixed up, but there was a homeopathic hospital near here. And there's this plaque. So here is a central area of Queen's Garden that's got a sort of an enclosure of wrought iron. There's the Glades Mall in the background. And yeah, it's just a beautiful park in a beautiful day. Okay. Guys, it's hard to see, but I'm sure this is the right street, Plasto Grove. This is where David Bowie's house is, his childhood home. So I think it's number 40, but I will double check and I'll just go along the street now and try and find it. It's quite a pretty street. You know, it's of course it's a lovely day. They're doing a lot of building over there. But yeah, we're almost there. Guys, it wasn't 40. I don't think there is a 40. It's number 4 Plasto Grove. And that's David Bowie's home. I'll go a bit further back. So the little house that's grey, that is where the Starman lived. It's where he had his formative years, in this street. Down here it's just a very nice traditional street. I don't know, it's just like, how can one person be so creative and amazing? And they were in an ordinary little house, maybe just had a small bedroom. What I've read on the internet is that they are going to be making this house into a sort of attraction, and redoing David's childhood bedroom in 1960s style. And if that's not true, I'm sorry, but that is what I've read. I'll go a little bit closer up. I think there's a plaque. So there is a plaque there. It says, David Bowie, singer and talented musician, lived here. Wow. I'll come back. I'll just zoom out again. I had read that this house had been acquired by people making a museum, but there seems to be no sign of it. Maybe it was an idea that was mooted, but they didn't actually do it. It's a really cute little house. Yeah. Wow, I wonder if one of those windows upstairs was David's bedroom. Well, maybe one day we'll find out. If they ever do open up this house and redo the bedroom, I will be coming to see it. But all I can say about this street is that there's a lot of lavender. A lot of people grow lavender, and there's a lavender cafe at the bottom of the street, which is charming. But wow, just to think David Bowie, he would step over that front door every day, maybe when he got in from school or work or wherever, and he would go in there and, oh, I'm just amazed. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much, David Bowie. You're amazing. Yeah, you see there's lots of lavender here. And other houses, there's a big bush of lavender down there. It just seems to be a lavender street. Okay. There's a big crop of lavender on David's house too. And then are these rhododendrons? It's ridiculous, but I kind of wondered, did his mum plant these rhododendrons? Did she have lavender? Was this the fence that they had? Oh dear. Well, that is so amazing to be here. Now I really will have to go. It's a very hot day, and yes, just for many years I've intended to come here, and now I have, and that's awesome. It's a very cute street. It's like little houses there, and yeah, I think their house doesn't look big, but I think it was probably nice. And yeah, I'll just have a quick look at that lavender cafe. Here it is, the Lavender House. Coffee, food, gifts, lifestyle. Try and go in. It's a very cute place. I'm going to try and get a cold drink. Okay, I'm having a Frobisher's orange juice to calm myself down after seeing David Bowie's house, which was amazing. This is a really nice little cafe. The skylight and the end of a lovely time in Bromley. This is the village green just after you leave Plastow Grove. So David Bowie must have walked across here too. Maybe he played here. Well, I think that is probably one of my last posts from Bromley. Thank you so much, it's been great, and hope I come back very soon. I must say that seeing David Bowie's house was absolutely incredible. I'm a great fan of David Bowie. I find it amazing the way he changed his persona so often. I mean, he was a real artist. I remember when he did a last concert in London of the Ziggy Stardust and a lot of his old hits. It was the last time he was ever going to perform them in public. I couldn't go to the concert, but I sat in my room at university and I listened to the concert on the radio, and I was really like, oh my goodness, it's the last time for Ziggy Stardust. And you know, I loved the movie Labyrinth and you know, all that kind of thing. So I had always intended to go and see David Bowie's house, so this time obviously I did, and it was just really amazing. And I do recommend, if you're in Bromley or if you're a fan of David Bowie, go to Bromley and you know, enjoy all the sci-fi references and go and see his house. And I did like the Purple Cafe nearby. It was very nice, the people were lovely, my juice was delicious. I kind of wished they had some slightly David Bowie related things, even like fan art, but I mean, you know, that's not what they're there for. But I mean, if you're making a David Bowie pilgrimage, the Purple Cafe or Lavender Cafe, sorry, it's a good place to go. So for this vlog, I would also like to do something a little bit crafty, very simple. If I show you this, I got this at the World's Edge Fantasy Fair last few weeks ago, and always crystals like this are very expensive, and something that I have in my garden, which is in a real mess, is an abundance of slightly dirty little stones. So I thought, well, how about if I paint some of those stones in sort of sparkly iridescent paint and make a kind of dragon's hoard for my, I've got a little dragon figurine here, I'll show you. He's just sort of sitting there reading a book, which is very cute. So I thought I'll try and decorate some stones, and some of them can be his dragon's hoard, and some of them I might use to decorate a flower pot or something like that. So I'm going to set that up outside, and I will just show you what I'm doing.
So friends, here we are out in my backyard. It's a real mess. You can see Cookie sloping off there. I don't know, I think one day I will get everything organised. Anyway, here are some of my dirty little stones, as I said. And here is like this acrylic paint set I got from Amazon. So I've never used it before. I'm just going to try and paint up some of these stones, which I don't really know what to do with. I mean, what do you do with kind of yucky stones? And try and make a little dragon's hoard, and then I've got loads more. So I did try and choose ones that have a slightly jaggedy shape, which I hoped would look effective, like, you know, yeah. And I've washed them all and I've dried them out thoroughly, so I will just do a bit of painting now. Get some purple as well. So I mean, it's really quite idyllic. I'm so lucky to be doing this. The weather outside is beautiful. Okay, I'll just let's take a little bit of this paint here, my long-suffering paintbrush, and yeah, that's quite dragony looking. I'll try and do some stones, then I'll come back to you. But it really is simple. Okay, I've used up my splodge of pink paint there. So I'm going to let these dry, and I'm going to clean my brush and do my purple stones. Well, some purple stones. And yeah, we'll see how they look. I think those are quite impressive looking. Okay guys, I've had to wash some more of my dirty stones because I've got purple paint left over. Oh, I wish that dog would stop woofing. I know he's got a right to woof, it's a free country, but oh gosh. So I've washed some more stones, and hopefully they'll dry soon, and I'll use up that purple paint, because what I do not like doing is wasting paint, as you know. And you know, I think those are pretty cool, and I think if you bought those at a fantasy fair, they would cost a lot of money. I mean, I know the stallholders have to make a living, but I really like those. Those are cute, and I think my dragon will be pleased with them. Lucky dragon. Hey Cookie. Oh, you're having a lovely sleep. Do you like Mummy's fantasy stones? I hope you do. I'm going to make lots of them, I think. Oh my goodness, I hope it doesn't rain. Okay guys, so I think my stones are dry. I'm going to just paint the other side and let those dry, and then put them next to my dragon. But you know what? I really like these ideas. I'm going to paint more of my horrible stones and just make a use of them, because it's like pot toppers that are really expensive. These are like virtually free. All you buy is the paint. So I'm just going to get painting again. Okay guys, I do feel I'm on my way to my dragon hoard. These look really good. This whole box of paints I think was £12 on Amazon. And I know £12 is £12, but I think these look really good. Okay, I'm going to let them dry, and then this evening later on, I will put them next to my dragon and see how that looks.
With the Bromley Library closing down, they were selling some of these items, and I was just thrilled to buy some. They were just 50p each, but these are little magazines from, I presume, a private boarding school in Bromley in 1845. The students and teachers created their own magazine, and it says, "This is from the Payne collection, presented by Mrs. Payne." So maybe they just thought that no one was going to ask to view these magazines, but being a history person and a person who loves flowers and fairies and things, I thought these looked just the part. And indeed, they've got lots of information about wildflowers and their poems and things, and it's very, very cute. And here's just one thing I will read you. There used to be a bishop's palace in Bromley. In fact, maybe there still is. I don't actually know that. But in a past bishop's palace, they mention finding a sort of plot written down on a piece of parchment in a flower pot. So I will just read you that one paragraph. While this bishop resided at the palace, a parchment was found in a flower pot, forged by a conspiracy of which Bishop Spratt printed an account in a pamphlet entitled A Relation of the Wicked Contrivance of Stephen Blackhead and Robert Young against the lives of several persons by forging an association under their hands. So there you go. You don't get away with anything in this world. Bit of parchment in a flower pot and they found you out. I think this palace might be the palace where the Bromley Mall now is, that took a direct hit during the Second World War, but I may be wrong about that. Anyway, I, as a historian, will really love looking at these magazines, and I imagine that they're probably pretty unique. Conducted by the pupils of Mr. Raw's Academy. So to me, this is a kind of rare treasure, and it also suits the sort of sci-fi offbeat nature of Bromley, and I will treasure these little magazines. I wish there had been a few more of them. Well, friends, here is my little dragon's hoard, and my dragon sitting on it reading his book. I think that's really nice. And yeah, Mr. Dragon, are you pleased? You look very comfortable. This is my only dragon figurine that I can remember. And, no, he's cute. Okay, that's a good plan. Well, friends, unless I find a really super kind of offbeat ending to this video, I think I'll close it off here. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I do encourage you to visit Bromley. Charles Darwin's house is not in Bromley. It's on a kind of village near to Bromley, but it's a little bit of a bus journey to get there. I think I will go back there one day. I did go there once. I took millions of photos and it was fascinating to see Charles Darwin's house, but it would be a whole video in itself. But I can do that. Maybe in the autumn I could make my way there and show you all. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely week. I hope you've had a lovely week so far, and I will see you on my next video.